Pats Nation, welcome back to the channel, guys. We actually have a part 2. If you guys didn't check out part 1, I posted a little while ago. You're going to find all the highlights, some more news and notes over in that video. We discussed the quarterback room a little bit more in depth. But in this video, I want to talk a little bit about 11-on-11s. I want to talk about the offensive line, who got the start, who didn't get the start, and some quarterback reps as well. So definitely going to deep dive into some more things in this video for part 2. Make sure you guys join the family if you haven't already done so. It's free. Doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and we will be covering the Patriots throughout the entirety of the OTAs, mandatory minicamp, preseason, regular season, training camp, everything. We got you guys covered. Join the family. Now, the first thing I want to talk about here is kind of the pecking order of the quarterback room. Now, first was Jacoby Brissett. Now, coming into OTAs, we kind of knew that's where Gerard Mayo and Alex Van Pelt wanted to send things. They wanted Jacoby Brissett to be the guy, right? Drake May, very, very young, very raw, has a lot of work that needs to be done. Joe Milton, same thing, has a ton of arm strength, looks like he could be a beast, but has a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of consistency. And then you have Bailey Zappi. Now, to start off, it went Jacoby Brissett, and then Bailey Zappi, and then Drake May, and then lastly, Joe Milton was the final quarterback to throw. Now, in terms of the offensive line, the day one starting offensive lineman with some injuries, keep in mind, Cole Strange is, I believe, month to month with an injury. But the starting offensive line was Okorafor, it was Sidy Sow, it was David Andrews, Nick Leverett, and then Mike Onwenu, okay? So that was your starting offensive line. Obviously, Cole Strange would probably be plugged in there when he's back healthy. But for the most part, that's a pretty solid group. I feel like, again, we won't know exactly who the stars are until a little bit later on into the season. But as of right now, it doesn't look bad at all. I want to see a little more of Caden Wallace and Layden Robinson get in there, and I think they will as time goes on. But for today, that was your starting offensive line. Kendrick Bourne, Jelani Tavai, Cole Strange were present in sweats, but again, injured. Kendrick Bourne nursing that ACL injury. Cole Strange, Jelani Tavai, both at practice, but again, not playing. Verdarian Lowe, Caden Wallace also saw reps at left tackle. Now, Verdarian Lowe, interesting player. So normally plays the right side, but I think he's got a lot of versatility where he can actually swing over to the left if you need him to do so. And then Caden Wallace is a third-round rookie they like a lot. Again, I think he'll be in position to really make a name for himself, and that might be one of the most, interesting position groups to monitor throughout the rest of camp going forward. So we'll see what the O-line group will look like. Antonio Mafi got some snaps at center as well, which that was interesting in my eyes. More of a left guard, right guard, but actually got some snaps at center. Now, I don't think David Andrews is in threat. Or should be nervous about losing his job, but they're really trying to figure out which one of these guys is going to add a ton of depth and versatility along the offensive line. So that was very interesting to see. Now, let's talk a little bit more about 11-on-11s. Now, there was a little bit of 11-on-11 period here. The first thing we could talk about, actually, no. Let's actually go to 7-on-7s first, because that just makes a little bit more sense. So, 7-on-7s was interesting. Brissett had 8 reps, Zappi had 4, May had 4, and Milton had 4. Again, 7-on-7s, no pass rush at all. So, think about it like that. Or there's a little bit, but not anything crazy. So, May and Milton both hit some out routes, both look pretty good. And Milton actually had a nasty comeback. You could tell when you watch this dude, Joe Milton, throw the ball. It is insane. The velocity behind it doesn't even make sense, dude. He's gonna be a beast. Maybe not right away, obviously, but in a couple of years, I could see him turning into something special. Now, Brissett actually hit 50% of his passes, 4 of 8. Zappi was 2 of 4. May and Milton were both 4 of 4, did not miss a single pass in 7-on-7s. Polk, Baker, both repped in with the rookie quarterbacks, giving the veteran presence guys with Brissett and Zappi some more veteran guys, right? Obviously, Demario Douglas and Juju Smith and whatnot, right? Kyle Duggar had a nice little pass breakup, and then KJ Osborne, the lone signee of the wide receiver group, actually dropped the ball. I think he had the lone drop of the 7-on-7 period. I believe so. And then you go over to 11-on-11s. Again, quarterback reps, Brissett had 8, Zappe had 4, and Maye had 3. Milton had 0. Very pass heavy. Brissett and Zappe had, handoffs and scrambled off it. Brissett 5 of 6 from the pocket. Zappe 1 for 1, and then Maye was 2 of 3. Now, Maye's incompletion was a rush screen pass. Very, just too soon. Didn't need to throw it yet. Not great. But also hit an out route and a curl route as well. And again, there's a lot of different O-line combinations. But in terms of Patriots day 1 of OTAs, that's pretty much really it, man. As things ramp up, we'll start to see a lot more with pads and whatnot. But we got to keep an eye on, the offensive line, the wide receiver group, because there's a ton of talent here in New England at the wide receiver position. I know that's maybe a little bit stretched, right? But at the end of the day, I think Polk, I think Kendrick Bourne, Demario Douglas, KJ Osborne, Javon Baker, Juju, and Tyquan Thornton, all of those guys could be day 1 starters, but all of those guys won't make the roster. I think there's 6 wide receivers that are going to make the roster, and you could probably say Polk, Bourne, Demario Douglas, and Javon Baker, maybe. No, honestly, that might be it right there. That might be your locked and loaded 5 wide receivers who are going to make the team, which puts Juju, Kayshon Boutte, Jalen Reagor, Quan Baker, Tyquan Thornton, and TJ Luther up for grabs. I mean, those spots are going to be interesting. So let me know what you guys think about day 1 of OTAs. And again, more film breakdown, or not film breakdown, but practice film breakdown tomorrow. And I'll see you guys for that. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you then. Peace.